America is a republic, understanding the fundamental principles of the Founding Fathers. A republic in form. The Founding Fathers of America had a fundamental belief that the government of America should be a republic. What is a republic? It's a commonwealth, that form of government in which the administration of affairs is open to all the citizens. Commonwealth means a republican frame of government in which the welfare and rights of the entire mass of people are the main consideration rather than the privileges of a class or the will of a monarch. Republican government means a government in the republican form, a government of the people, a government by representatives chosen by the people. These are definitions by Black's Law, 3rd edition. America is a republic, not a democracy. A democracy is where every citizen has an equal voice or vote and the majority rules. It is not based on law, but on the whims of society. Baron de Montesquieu, he was one of the influencers of the Founding Fathers. He taught there are three sorts of governments: the republican, the monarchial, and the despotic. In the republican, the people in a body possesses the sovereign power. In a monarchial, one single person governs by fundamental laws. In the despotic, no other law is known than the will of a master, or rather a tyrant. Where did the republican principle come from? Noah Webster said, "The brief exposition of the Constitution of the United States will unfold to young persons the principles of republican government, and it is the sincere desire of the writer that our citizens should early understand that the genuine source of correct republican principles is the Bible, particularly the New Testament or the Christian religion." This was from the preface in History of the United States by Noah Webster in 1832. Providing protection. The Founding Fathers of America had a fundamental belief that the Constitution should protect the people from the frailties of their elected officials. In Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9, it says, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?" That's from King James Version of the Bible. Governed by law. The Founding Fathers of America had a fundamental belief that a free people should be governed by law and not by the whims of men. Our civil liberties were secured by a fundamental principle on the rule of law, where all people, including elected officials, are subject to the law of the land. The Constitution is based on government by law and not by men. The idea that both citizens and public officials who represent them must be governed by fundamental law in keeping with the law of God. John Locke, he was an English philosopher born in 1632. His writings influenced the Founding Fathers. He said, "The end of law is not to abolish or restrain, but to preserve and enlarge freedom. For in all the states of created beings, capable of laws, where there is no law, there is no freedom. For liberty is to be free from restraint and violence of others, which cannot be where there is no law." James Madison, he was a Founding Father, signer of the Constitution, and one of the writers of the Federalist Papers. He said, "We have staked the whole future of America's civilization, not upon the power of government, but on the capacity of each and all of us to govern ourselves according to the Ten Commandments." He was born in 1751 and died in 1836. A written constitution. The Founding Fathers of America had a fundamental belief that the unalienable rights, which means cannot be transferred, of the people are most likely to be observed if the principles of government are set forth in a written constitution. The basis of our Constitution came from the Magna Carta, which was written in 1215, which the Founding Fathers viewed as a constitution, covenant, that limited the power of government while securing rights to the individuals. The Founding Fathers had a belief in the biblical principle of covenants, especially in written form. What is a covenant, and where did this principle come from? Covenant means to enter into a formal agreement, to stipulate, to bind oneself by contract. That's from Webster's 1828 dictionary. Biblical examples in the King James Version. Genesis chapter 9, verse 11. And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. Exodus chapter 19, verse 5. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. Exodus chapter 34, verse 28. And he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He did neither eat bread nor drink water. And he wrote upon the tables the words of the covenant, the 10 Commandments. The contract. The constitutions, our federal and each of the 50 state constitutions, are republic in form and nature. They are contracts, covenants, stipulating what cannot be touched, as in the Bill and Declaration of Rights, and the limited administrative powers that can be done by the elected officials. This is why all elected officials must say and sign an oath of office before entering into public service for we the people. It is a legal binding agreement. Here is an illustration of the different forms of government. Republic. This is based on rule of law, focused on protecting individual rights and freedoms. Rights are secured and protected by the rule of law. Private affairs and liberties are protected, based on God's moral laws and a moral society educated on God's laws. Democracy. This is where majority rules based on the whims of society. Rights change based on those whims of society. A monarchy is a rule by a single person, such as a king or queen, based on laws. Rights are based on law, but subject to the whim of a king. Despotic is subject to the will of a tyrant. No rights are guaranteed. In summary, America was established with a republican form of government. A republic is a government of the people where the people retain all sovereign power. The purpose of the established government is to protect and secure the welfare and rights of the entire mass of people. America's government is based on the rule of law and not on the whims of society or the whims of a certain class of people. America is not a democracy. Thank you for watching. Please share this video with others. For future videos, please click the like, subscribe, and bell for notifications. Thank you.